Hello, everyone. Wanted to make a short video to explain the next assignment that's due. Let me share my screen here. All right, so for the values alignment review outline, let's go over what needs to be done here. So I want you to read through these instructions, make sure you understand the instructions, but going through it on a higher level, what I want you to do is you need two versions of a detailed outline, which will become the framework for a fully written, documented, and cited paper due in topic 7. So you need two outlines. And why two outlines? Well, let's go through that first. But the second part of the paper, so you need your original outline, you're going to need a revised outline. I'll show you how to do that. And the third part, which is this part 2, right here, this is a paragraph. So you need a researched and cited recent case which summarizes the implications stemming from the lack of ethical leadership or the failure of effective corporate governance. This is just a single paragraph, no more than 10 sentences. I'm recommending 5 to 7 sentences. I am also allowing you, it says a publicly traded company, corporation. I will, because of the current events going on right now, if you want to focus in on a particular government agency and look at implications stemming from a lack of ethical leadership there, or the failure of effective corporate governance, I will permit you to do that. So a publicly traded company or a government agency. If you do the government agency, stay away from any political opinions, just present your facts. Okay, so let's look at what the detailed outline should be. Down here, you have 4 numbered items that need to be included in your outline. Now, this is about corporate governance, and corporate governance is about how we make sure that the officers running the company, which would be you all in the simulation, how the officers running the company serve the shareholders and operate in an ethical and legally compliant manner. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what corporate governance is. Your outline must cover each question in these 4 sections. So how did you leverage your team's stated vision, mission, and values, and your initial corporate strategy? So this is all about how you did this within your company in the simulation, all right? And it references the logbook from Annex 2. And so how did you leverage your team's stated vision, mission, and values, and your initial corporate strategy from logbook Annex 2 when assigning team roles in the simulation? In other words, how did you use your mission, vision, and values to assign team roles? Did you, first of all, did you look at your mission, vision, and values when assigning team roles, or did you not? If you did, you need to explain how you did that. If you did not, you need to explain why you did not. And how did you assign team roles without aligning those roles to your mission, vision, and values? And then, did this team structure contribute to your competitive success? Be specific. So don't just say it contributed to our success because we sold lots of cars. No, you need to add numbers in here. It contributed to our success because, say, in round 3, we were able to secure 27% of the market for low cost, something like that. So look at your simulation, bring in data from the simulation, and support everything you say with data. So no opinions, straight conclusions from your data, right? Okay. Number 2, once established, how did you use these documents, that is your vision, mission, and values, plus logbook Annex 2, to inform your team's decision-making during the simulation? So how did your vision, mission, and values and Logbook Annex 2 inform your decisions? Again, did it? Yes, or did it not? No, and explain that. And then provide specific examples of where doing so helped and also hindered decision-making. So you need to elaborate on that. Number 3, how did the competitive pressure experienced in the simulation challenge your allegiance to your stated intentions, and be specific? So how did the pressure of the simulation, whether you did well or didn't do well, how did it, how did it challenge your allegiance to your stated vision, mission, and values? Or did you stay true to them? Do a good, honest analysis of that and give me examples, specific examples. Number 4, if given the chance to modify your team's vision, mission, and value statements, what changes would you make and why? Second part of this is if you would not change them, you have to defend that position. Consider your response from the perspective of one internal and one external stakeholders. So first of all, you have to defend you either show me how you would have changed your vision, mission, or values, one or more of those things. If not, you have to defend it, and you have to provide me with hard evidence of why you would not change it. Okay, so again, rely on your data, rely on the evidence within the simulation to defend your positions in here. And then when we're talking about, it says, consider your response from the perspective of one internal and one external. So internal would be anybody within the company. You could do shareholders could be included. You could do employees, board of directors, anyone that operates within the company, and everyone else would be external. So a vendor, perhaps, or a customer, perhaps, could be external stakeholders. All right, now, the second part is produce a summary with citations, no in-text citations. I only want citations on a reference page. From real-world example of a publicly traded company where decisions were made that did not align with the organization's published vision, mission, and value statements. What were the consequences of behaving contrary to these published statements? So do your research. Again, find a publicly traded company that did not follow their vision, mission, and values, and what consequences did that have? Again, if you want to look at a particular government agency, I will permit you to do that, but you must follow the same parameters here, okay? All right. So that's basic guidance on that. It's 25 points, but you will need to turn it in, and you will use this for the next assignment. Now, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second. And I'm going to share another document that I will post today. So this is a template that I've created for you. Now, up here is a note, and this template is to help you create an outline in an outline format. It says you must replace the items below the headers with short answers to the questions being asked. Don't leave the questions. So your headers are numbered Roman numerals 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put the questions down here that you need to answer. You need to replace this question with a short one-sentence response summarizing your answers to the questions. And then if you need more sentences, you can put them as sub-level 1, 2, 3. You can even go deeper, a, small b. So to do that, you would just hit a return, tab over. And if it doesn't format properly, you can come up and you can change it. So use this format for your outline. You don't have to use the template, but this template is here to show you how I want you to format your outline, and I will upload that. All right, one more thing for this video that I want to show you. So I'm going to go back and share our portal here. And let's go in here. It's not one that hasn't been submitted. You should look at the rubric on any assignment, and you should look at the target area. This is how the grader and I will evaluate your paper. So on vision, mission, and values, discussion of how stated vision, mission, values, and initial corporate strategy from Logbook Annex 2 were leveraged when assigning team roles in the simulation. So go through your rubric and look at each of the high level, the target, what we're going to be looking for and what you're going to be graded on. Keep in mind here, discussion of whether team would change. Oh, that's different here. This, what I'm looking for, the AI prompt. Submission includes the AI prompt used and the improved AI generated outline output. So you need your original outline first. Then you put the AI prompt. And by what I mean by AI prompt, and I will use Grok. When you go into your AI tool, you're going to do and from there, so I'm asking it, how can I improve this outline? So what I'm going to do, I could copy this whole thing. Or in most of these tools now, you can attach the document. So if I paste that in, I go in here and it gives me a revised outline. So after you fill in the outline, after you give your answers, go in here and this right here, how can I improve this outline? That's the prompt I'm giving AI. And you want to include that in your paper before you include your revised outline afterwards. So your original outline, your prompt, your revised outline produced by AI, which I would copy it out. So if this was my paper, I would copy the outline out, paste it into my assignment. So one more time, your original outline, the AI prompt, the AI's version of an improved outline, and then your one paragraph, no more than 10 sentences on an ethical violation, essentially, from a publicly traded company or one of our government agencies. All right, that's it. If you have any questions after viewing this video, please let me know, and I will see you Tuesday.